house that is haunted. Right from the start, dear, built on an acre of sand.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. I'm Zada.
And I'm Kelly, and you're listening to Two Sides in the Truth.
Kelly, I just realized you used the same plate.
Yeah, I did.
Kelly's notes are getting better every week.
Should really start saving these.
I love the fact that you write it on plate. You should. Imagine if you did a whole office in the plates. I'm just saying. I'm gonna have a woman cave when Rick and I eventually buy a house. I plan to build a woman cave cabin in the back.
That's gonna be great.
And I'm gonna put our own podcasting stuff in there. And if we can make some great plates put on the wall because we need sound control.
Yeah,
perfect. Okay. So we're on episode 2 for this week, and I got something to talk about that's important, and it's very important for this particular month because we are now in April, which is Autism Awareness Month. And autism awareness. So I want to talk about what autism awareness means because in 2023, if you don't know what autism is, that's on you, dude. That shit's out there. So autism awareness 20 years ago, 10 years ago even, was about letting people know it existed and kind of what it was, because it was it's had different names throughout the last 100 years, and it's not always been autism, and it's not always been understandable, and it's changed. They learn more about it all the time, and so it's changed. Now in 2023, autism awareness is not about you learning about autism, because if you don't know about it at this point, that's on you. It's out there. It's about learning how it affects you and your family and your friends, because it's a lot more prevalent than we thought it was.
Yes.
It looks very different in girls than boys. And boys, it's a spectrum disorder, which means it's all over the place. You can have this or this, but it's not all the same.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone that's listened to us for a while, and I know we could have first-time listeners, not everybody knows this, but I have 4 kids. I have 2 adult children and 2 teenagers, and my 2 teenagers are on the spectrum. High functioning, not everybody likes that term, but I use it because I don't know how else to explain the situation my family is in. So I understand if you don't necessarily like it and you don't care for it, but I don't know how else to explain it, and I don't want you to explain it to me because I've lived it for 17 years. Mm-hmm. So I have 2 kids on the spectrum. I firmly believe my ex-husband's on the spectrum, and he believes it too, but he's not diagnosed. His sister, I believe, is now diagnosed. His sister is younger than us, and I've known her since she was a kid. I think she was 7 maybe when I met her. And she's like 39, 40 now, somewhere around there. And her daughter has autism. My ex-husband's family is very small. And in that family, I would guess out of 8 family members, which is about all they got. I mean, all of them. That's it. My 4 kids and 4 other people. It's that small.
Yeah.
Okay. And 5 of them have autism. And my family is huge. I have 150 cousins, 8 siblings of some kind. I have a huge family, and nobody in my family has autism other than my 2 kids. I definitely think it is usually a hereditary thing mixed with environmental. Am I an expert? No, but I have lived it for the last 17 years. So this is my experience with it. Okay. And so I'm just going to give you a little brief. So when I was pregnant with Zaylee, my number 3, who has it, I dreamt the entire pregnancy my kid had autism. I don't know why. It had just started to be something people talked about. And I knew a kid that had it, and his mom's life was very hard. And I think I just worried because I knew her during the pregnancy. And so in my head, I was really worried about autism. And so then I went and I found out it was a girl. And I was like, phew. Thank God, because girls don't get autism, because 17 years ago, we thought girls didn't get autism, or at least if they did, it was such a small percentage. I just thought there's no way.
Yeah.
But I dreamt my entire pregnancy Zaylee had autism, and I dreamt it so much I verbally spoke it to everybody. I was like, I can't stop dreaming she has autism. I can't. I'm telling you, when I found out she was a girl, I cried out of relief because I didn't want my kid to deal with that, She, in fact, had autism. But I wouldn't change her. I'm fine. It's fine. But it was a struggle. So girls, some display it in a normal way and some don't. Some display it the same way that boys display it. Some display it like you see on Rain Man or on The Big Bang Theory and all the things that based off TV. But real life is very different than that. They don't all sound like robots. They don't all, you know what I mean? So my experience with it has been that my particular children hyperfocus. So let's say we're going to get pictures taken. Today we took some senior pictures for her. That took 3 weeks of conversations, a lot of buildup, a lot of emotional shit. You would have thought we were going on a cruise. Yeah. And she had to prepare for it, for these senior. And we didn't take professional senior pictures. That's in 3 weeks. This is me taking one picture so I could stick one of her in her cap and gown in an envelope with her invitations. Yeah. You would have thought I was like literally building the Titanic. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with.
What can I do to help you? How many lifeboats do we have?
Yeah.
What are our
what's your plan?
plans?
What time are we getting there?
What's
Where is it going to be?
What time's dinner at? What time's dinner?
If you listened to the last episode and we got my phone call from my daughter, what time will you be home? This is the one I'm talking about. That's my life every day, all the time. I always tell everybody, I don't need a jealous husband or boyfriend. I got one. It's my daughter.
Oh my gosh, every time I walk in the door and she sees me and I haven't seen you first, I immediately know everything that went on that day, what you are currently doing, why you're not in the room, and what y'all are doing later. And then she wants to know what I've been doing. Yeah. Where are you coming from? Or what are you doing? Because I know that she's
one time she asked me a question and I didn't want to tell her, not necessarily the truth. I just was not in the best mood. And I was with Kelly. I wasn't lying. I was with you, but I wasn't with you the whole time. Yeah. I just didn't feel like I needed to explain it to her, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
That bit me in the ass. Because then Kelly came over the next day. She was like, what were you and my mom doing yesterday, whenever, And Kelly's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, dude, you don't know. Sometimes I just have to shut her up and I just say whatever I need to say. And not.
Oh, I understand.
No disrespect to her. I just don't have 45 minutes to give her the play-by-play. You know what I mean? So when I had her, my older two kids were just the easiest kids. Like Zoe was so easy that I couldn't get her to cry. Like I thought something was wrong with her. The kid never cried. Yeah. Kindergarten, the only phone call I got about her entire school existence was in first grade or kindergarten. She was so shy. They were worried she wouldn't make any friends. She never spoke. Yeah. That was it. My other kid, there's Al again showing people. My other,
at least he's being consistent.
I know he is. Anyway, so that's it with Zoe. Zane, easy as could be. Those kids were so easy, and I just thought I was the best parent. And I remember going to my cousin's house in Houston one time when I just had those two kids, and he was like, I don't really like kids, but your kids are amazing. They're so easy, and yes, ma'am, and yes, sir. And it really just changes my attitude about kids and parenting, and you're doing something right. I'm like, I am doing something right. You're right. And then I had Zaylee, and I realized I just had good kids. Yeah. It was not me. I am not the common denominator. Reality slapped me in the face.
Oh, my gosh.
And I realized I didn't give a shit what I did. These kids are going to be who they're going to be.
Amen.
And Zaylee came out throwing fingers like... From birth, she hated me. She hated everybody else. Now, I take that back. I was her favorite person, but she didn't like me.
Yeah, of course.
But she wanted me to hold her, unless she wanted me to hold her, and then no one else could touch her. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. She liked to be in her swing and her jumperoo. She broke her jumperoo. She jumped in it so much because it was the stimulation of the jumping, whatever. Yeah. She'd cry at car rides, which most kids fall asleep at car rides. If I went to her grandparents' house and I didn't take the faster way, and there's about a 30-second difference between these two directions I could go. If I took the 30-second longer way, she knew somehow at a year old it was longer and the shit was hitting the fan. The moment I turned out the driveway that way, I didn't have to actually pass a single thing. If I said, we're going to your grandparents, and I turned left and not right, and it's 30 seconds difference, the shit was going to hit the fan.
Oh, man.
I had went from thinking I was an expert at parenting, and I had a kindergartner and a second grader when I had her. And I thought I was really good at this, to thinking within the first 2 weeks of her birth that I'm the worst parent ever and I have no business raising children.
Oh my gosh.
Like, that's how dramatic it was from birth. Like, she came out pissed off. Okay. I didn't understand it. So after the first year, I'm taking her to her pediatrician, and I love her pediatrician. I'm like, what's up with this, man? This kid fucking hates me. She hates everybody. She hates everything. She hates every noise. She hates everything. Is she autistic? What is going on? She's like, no, she's a girl. She's not autistic. And I had a really good doctor, but at that time, that is, how it was. I was like, no, something's wrong, dude. Like, something's wrong with this kid, Nope. You just need to be, just some kids are different. Okay, whatever. So fast forward a few years, I get divorced. I moved back to my hometown, Red Oak. I put her in school. I'm real worried. She's been kicked out of like 2 daycares at this point. I'm real worried about starting kindergarten. We get in kindergarten. I go to the school before they come to me. I'm like, I got a problem. I'm pretty sure she's autistic. No one believes me. Please test her. Something's up. We don't think she is. She's a girl. Can you just test her? I think she is. I know she doesn't act like Rain Man, but something's up. She doesn't like light. She doesn't like sound. She doesn't like vibrations. Like, something's up, And so they're like, all right, no. They're like blowing me off. So I go to the vice principal. I'm like, I need help. Like, this is what's up. The vice principal's amazing. This is now her godmother. Like, this woman is now part of our family. She was like, I believe you. No one knows their kid more than their mother. And this woman's not a mother. She never had children, but she knew.
Yeah.
And she was like, Cassie Fulton, God bless that woman. And she said, I believe you. I'm going to get her tested. We're going to figure this out. So we go to get her tested. She has autism. She did. And Cassie's like, they don't understand girls show different than boys. She was ahead of her time. So for that first year of kindergarten, before she was diagnosed, Cassie, she got in so much trouble, and they have to punish you. If you're not diagnosed, they have to punish you like you don't have a problem. Even if they think you have a problem, they don't know what it is. They have to punish you the same. It's like court, So she's in so much damn trouble. This kid is throwing chairs. Oh my God. She's losing her shit. She can't handle the lights. She can't handle the sounds, And so Cassie decided she was sick of the poor kid getting in trouble. So she put a desk in her room, and she literally created a mini desk that looked just like her desk. She was the vice principal. You'd go in her office, and there was like Cassie's desk, and then there was like Cassie's desk miniature. And so then Zaylee would dress like her as close as she can. Like, Cassie liked to wear scarves, so Zaylee would wear scarves to school. She wanted to be Cassie.
That's so cute.
So they did the testing. They moved her to a different elementary school in the same town once they found that she did have it. It took till we were in first grade.
Wow.
She had to move into all inclusion classes. So if you have an autistic kid, inclusion classes mean that you're in a class with just autistic kids. And they're really teaching you more about how to socialize and handle sounds and noises than they're teaching you your numbers and your letters. Yeah. So she has to learn her numbers, her letters, her vowels, her consonants, how to read, how to multiply, how to subtract, all of that. But on top of that, she has to learn how to handle a light being on. Like, we have a whole bigger issue than just learning how to read. Yeah. And she was a runner. So she still is a little bit.
She's out of there.
We've had some issues. If she gets upset, girl's gone.
Bye.
So I'll give you an example. When she was in second grade in the school that had the autism classroom, they announced at the end of a semester, they were giving bikes away, which they knew about it the whole semester, for kids that didn't miss any school. If you didn't miss any school that semester, then your name went in a hat and you could win a bike. Zaylee missed school all the damn time because she had to go to the doctor for her autism. So she's going to miss school. So she was never eligible. But she doesn't understand that, So they come over the loudspeaker, and she's in a regular classroom because back then, even though she was already found to have autism, you get a point where you get to leave the class and go to a regular. You're supposed to be included in a regular class as much as possible. Yeah. So she had like a regular class she did homeroom in and like one other subject, but for the most part she spent it in autism. Well, she was in that regular class when they did this because it was homeroom time. And they're like, we have winners for this semester that are going to win a bike for not missing any school, blah, blah, blah. They're like, and our girl, it was a girl and a boy winner. Our girl winner for the second grade is in Miss So-and-so's class. She's in Miss So-and-so's class.
So she's already thinking, this
like,
is mine.
I've definitely won.
This is my bike.
This is definitely mine. I've definitely won. So this is actually a funny story. So then they announced someone else in the class. She was never up for it. Zaylee's like, fuck this shit. Imagine her throwing a desk over. She might have back then. I don't know if she did or not. Fuck this shit. I'm out. She gets up and leaves class and takes off to go to the office to go to Miss Fulton or whoever. No, this isn't Miss Fulton anymore. To go to the office. She's upset. And Zaylee is the queen of finding the counselor.
Yeah.
She is fully aware that there is someone there to talk to.
Yes.
So she's heading to the office to talk to the counselor. Well, she gets almost to the office, and you know how the office is usually next door to the front doors? A parent was coming in the same moment, and you know how they'll buzz you in?
Yeah.
So as soon as they buzzed you in, Zaylee used that as an opportunity to escape.
She was out.
She was gone.
Oh my gosh.
So she takes off. They're out in the country. Like, that particular elementary is out in the country. So she takes off. She realizes I've got nowhere to run, I guess. So she just starts running around the building. So they're
like the walls of Jericho, man.
yeah, man. They're on their radios. They're like, Zaylee has escaped the building. She's running due east. So teachers are chasing her. The principal's chasing her. She's got it's like Benny Hill shit going on. That might be too old for you. But for y'all my age, you know. It's like Benny Hill. You might as well, nah. They're running. And so even the janitors and the cafeteria people have walkies, so they know what's up. Mm-hmm. So she gets all around to the back of the building, and that's where the cafeteria is. The cafeteria lady is smart. And so she opens the door to the cafeteria, and right then she sees Zaylee, and she's like, there she is. And so Zaylee's running by her. She goes, Zaylee, I just made some brownies. You want one? Come on in. And Zaylee's like, yep. Just runs right in the kitchen. Where's the brownies?
Say less. Where they at?
Yeah. At one point before she was diagnosed and she was getting in trouble, they put her in detention and she had to serve it at the junior high because she didn't take the elementary detention serious enough. Because she had served enough.
Yeah.
She was like, fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest outlaw in this place.
You're going to have to send me to Shawshank.
Yeah. So they're like, you're going to have to go to the junior high. No, intermediate. It's not junior high. You're going to go to the intermediate. This is like 5th and 6th grade. And you're going to have to serve it there because you're not taking it serious enough here. And so and I don't have a choice in it. She's not diagnosed yet. So I legit have no choices. Yeah. So they're like, and I'm like, I can't get her there. I'm a single mom and I can't get her there. I got to be at work in Fort Worth, like 45, 50 minutes away. I can't do that. I don't know what you want me to do, but that's not happening. Mm-hmm. They're like, she can ride the bus with the junior high kids. I'm like, you asked for it. Let's go. Well, my son at the time, my older son was in 5th or 6th grade at the intermediate. So I'm like, Zaylee's going to be riding your bus to your school to serve detention because they can't handle her as a kindergartner. So she's like freaking like, what's the guy that eats people? The Hannibal Lecter. Mm-hmm. She's like the Hannibal Lecter of Red Oak School District at this point at kindergarten. They're like, we got to put her in high security.
Yeah.
So they put her on the bus with her brother. That's awesome to her. This is the best thing that's ever happened to her.
It's already a
fucking
reward.
Loves it.
Yeah.
She comes home from her first day so happy. Her brother's like, holy shit, she was showing off on the bus. They were chanting her name at one point. She loves it. This is the best thing that's ever happened to her.
Oh my gosh.
So they sent her to the junior high. She loves it. She loves attention at junior high. She loves seeing her brother. She loves junior high. Right? So after about 4 days, she's supposed to have 2 weeks of it, I think. So after about 4 days, they call me. They're like, this isn't going to work out. She likes it too much. She thinks this is a reward.
Yeah.
We're going to send her back to the elementary detention.
Bless those kids.
She's pretty mad about it. So we're going to put her in her own room.
Solitary confinement.
Yeah. So we've had years of this. So I want to tell you, I was a single parent this time. And for the until Zaylee was a sophomore, I think, maybe a freshman, but freshman, my ex-husband was married to his second wife. He's now on his third. And life was really hard. He made things he was absent. He was gone. Mm-hmm. He's more present now. He was gone. It was just me. It was me against the world with these kids. And she was trying to kill me. And she was doing a good job. I had stress-induced seizure. I started having anxiety attacks. It physically was taking a toll on me. Emotionally, obviously, financially, all the doctors and the therapy and the money for the medicine and all that. And every time she got kicked out of school, who had to pick her up? Every time that she got detention or she got in-school suspension or she got suspended, who had to miss work? It was me. And I'm a single parent. I have no help. Like, it was hard. shit has hit the fucking fan. Man, life was hard. Without my 2 older kids, I wouldn't have survived it. They were my backbone. And it's been rough. It's been rough. It got so bad that in junior high, all through school until high school. She hadn't done this in high school, but up until we started high school, she every year at one point was throwing chairs at teachers, like desk chairs. We had a teacher at one point that I swear antagonized her on purpose. It's been hard. It's been really hard. And every time there was a really good teacher that really fought for the kids, they fire them. And so we've been through so much. They don't get invited to parties. Kids are saying mean things. You can imagine like everything bad you don't want happening to your kid happening to your kid. I'm trying not to cry. Autism awareness is not about being aware autism exists. It's being aware who the fuck you are as a human and how you treat people with special needs. Because they're annoying sometimes. Because they tell you the same story 500 times. Mm-hmm. My son has been told every day, the entire time he's been in school, and he's a sophomore, that he's annoying. That he's ugly. That he's stupid. He talks too much. Autism awareness is not about, do you know what autism is? It's about, do you know what kind of person you are? Mm-hmm. To treat them like they're treated. Girls that have been my daughter's friend for 10 years telling her she's annoying. About knowing if you have a friend that has a child that has autism, are you helping them? If you have a friend that has a sibling that's autistic, do you know what they do to help that kid? Zoe and Zane raised their siblings with me because one person can't fucking do it. Mm-hmm. She get physical with me. I've had to call the police to help me. I've had to call the police and say, please don't hurt my kid when you come to help me with my kid. Yeah. She's getting physical because she didn't take her medicine because she was at her dad's and he didn't remind her. Now she's reacting because she's no longer medicated. Please don't hurt her, but help me.
Yeah. That's a hard situation.
She has swung at cops. Yeah. Autism awareness is not about, and I keep saying this, that you know autism exists. Because you know.
Yeah.
Who the fuck doesn't know what autism is? But do you know what autism is? Do you know what we go through? Yeah. So, as a single parent, I'm trying to pay at the time $1,400 a month in rent as a single parent, not getting child support. I am paying $1,200 a month to $1,500 a month in daycare because no normal daycare will take my kids. They're getting kicked out of every one. So, as soon as I find one that will take them, they kick them out, and I got to find another one. I have no help, nobody. Car payments, car insurance, your normal single parent shit. On top of that, at one point, $800 a month in medication. And I don't let my kids take anything that's a speed. So anything that's a controlled substance, I don't let them take. I'd rather them have behavior problems than put them on a speed. I'm not blaming you if you have to put your kid on one because I am not your kid's advocate. But on my kids, I didn't want them on that. Okay, so $800 a month in medication, $1,500 a month in daycare, $1,200 to $1,500 in rent. Let's say $1,000 more for your utilities. Let's say you have a car payment that's $300 if you're going real cheap. $200 on car insurance. $250 in cell phone. You see where I'm going with this? One parent doing all that. If you're someone's friend and they're dealing with that, be their friend. It doesn't mean you're paying their bills, but can you give them a break on a day off? You know what I mean? Can you say, hey, you want to go to dinner tonight and hang out and get out of that house? Do you make him help you clean? Are you overwhelmed? You make him just hang out with you while you're cleaning? Are you overwhelmed? I'm in a really good place at this point, but when I was in the depths of my divorce, most people can't handle divorce. Handle divorce with 2 kids with autism. that are undiagnosed and not medicated correctly. Because here's the next problem. You get diagnosed for autism, it takes 2 to 3 years at least to find the right medication. It took 7 years for Zaylee. 7. So for 7 years, I had tried multiple doctors, multiple medication. It was costing me $600-$700 a month just to figure out if I could find a fix. And this is with insurance. Is this going to work? Is this medication going to work? Is this one going to work? Is this doctor? I got fired from doctors. This case is too hard for me. I can't handle your kid. I'm not qualified. You're going to need to start over with another doctor. I'm in a small town. There's only so many doctors. I was driving 2 hours at one point to see a doctor, which means if they need an appointment, they're not open nights and weekends. I have to take a day off.
Yep.
So when I talk about autism awareness, and I say it's not about are you aware autism exists, it means are you aware what the fuck it means to people and what they're going through? I didn't know what it meant. So when I met my ex-husband, my mom met him and she was like, there's something wrong with him. I don't know what it is, but there's something going on. It was autism. I have no doubt it was autism. He was misdiagnosed. He was diagnosed with something else and that's not what it was. He firmly believes it's autism. I firmly believe it's autism. We have settled that. My mom noted it, recognized it, and told me, don't have children with him. You will deal with a lifetime of handling situations like this. But I was stubborn and did not believe her. And I was like, no, I can handle this.
Well, that's the way we are when we're young.
And I did handle it, but it's fucking hard.
It's hard.
So until my mom died, she worried about me. Till the day she died. She had every right to, because it was fucking hard. Again, autism awareness is not about knowing that sometimes people act like Rain Man. It's about knowing sometimes they don't. It's about knowing they have parents that are humans.
Yep.
It's about knowing they have grandparents that are humans. Yep. And what you run into a lot is if you have a grandparent that has never had a grandchild or a child with autism and they suddenly get one, they'll favor the kids that don't. And then you got to run that route too. When the aunts and uncles don't like your kids, or the grandparents don't like your kids, or every kid they go to school with doesn't like their kids, or they don't get invited to a single birthday party, or, no one's involved. Like, no one gives a shit.
That's so horrible.
So it's horrible. So Zoel was awkward and dealt with a lot of shit, but he's not your normal autism either. He's even higher functioning than Zaylee, and he's just not your normal autism. And I saw it. Because I had another kid with it, but no one else saw it, and no one believed me. And I had him tested twice, and he came back not having it. And I was like, he has it. I know he has it. I see it. I don't know why you don't see it, but I see it. He acts just like his dad. So finally, he tested as having it, in 8th grade. So it took until 8th grade. I've had him tested since kindergarten. So 8th grade, they will only test them once over so many years. They won't do it every year at the school district level for free. There's only so much you can do when you're a single parent. So he tested positive for it. Can I tell you how much trouble he got in until then that he shouldn't have been in trouble for? It's like punishing a kid that's having a seizure that's epileptic. Mm-hmm. You're punishing my kid for acting like he has autism because he has autism. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in 8th grade, right before COVID hit, my son, I get a phone call from school, and they're like, don't get upset. He had been bullied. He had kids put their hands on him every day. They threw him in a brick wall, and he'd have stitches, bad. Mm-hmm. Junior high was horrible. So, I went up there ready to swing almost every day. They call me, Zada, I know we're going to see you in a minute. You're going to fly up here. Don't come swinging. This is what's up. A kid said that Zoel said that he had a gun on him and he was going to shoot the school up. So the police came up here and interviewed Zoel. They didn't call me. They called the police. So the police come up there and they interview Zoel. Zoel's now a sophomore. They come up to the school and they interview Zoel. And they're talking to him about what was said. Zoel has no idea what they're talking about. Because he's never spoken to this kid. Now, has this kid thrown him into a brick wall? Yes. This is the kid that he had to have stitches about. Have these kids tortured him? Yes. Has the school made every excuse because these are good, popular, sweet Christian boys that go to the local church and everything's wonderful? Yes. But they don't know how to deal with this kid with autism. He talks too much. He's annoying. He's awkward. He's different,
Yeah.
So they start spreading a rumor to everybody at the school that Zol, they didn't tell the teachers. They told other kids. And then those kids told the teachers.
Yeah.
They're like, Zol said he had a gun. He was going to shoot everybody up. So the school hears it. They pull the boys in the room. They pull Zol in the room separately. When they pull Zol in the room, Zol's clueless. He has no idea what they're talking about. He's like, I literally have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know who you think said this because I didn't have a conversation with anyone about this. I don't even know who said it.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. So then they interview the boys. And they tell the boys, we have video. So, well, before they tell me we have video, what happened? They said, well, we saw Zol in the hall. Zol told us in the hall that he had a gun and he was going to shoot up the school. And they were like, what hall were you in? And they were like, A hall, B hall, whatever it was called. And they were like, okay, great, because we have cameras. So when y'all had that conversation, we'll be able to see it.
Yeah.
And they don't have microphones, but they didn't tell the boys that. I found out later. They're like, we have microphones. We'll actually be able to hear the conversation. So what time approximately did it happen and what hall? Well,
yeah.
I didn't actually hear it. I heard he said it to my friend. And then they asked the friend, oh, no. I didn't hear it. I heard.
Yeah.
Nobody owned it. It never happened. The conversation never happened. So by the time the police called me, they've already cleared Zol. Like, they don't need even me to fight for Zol. Like, they've already cleared him.
Yeah,
they realize the
already
kids have
done.
lied.
Yeah.
But the boys have called the parents, and they don't want to be liars because now the boys are being held accountable for lying. Mm-hmm. So the boys don't want to admit to their moms they lied. So they tell their moms, this is what happened, and this school doesn't believe me. They don't tell their moms that they all backtracked what they said. So their moms go on social media, which, these small towns, we've got these little walks at you buzz and whatever.
Oh, goodness. Yep.
So their moms are going on social media and they're like, there is a school shooter at the junior high and the school's not taking them serious. He threatened my own son.
Wow.
The school won't tell me what boys said it. Zol doesn't know what boys said it because he didn't have the conversation. So yeah. I have no idea who said it. Zol can't defend himself against the boys. To this day, he can't tell you who said it. We do not know who said it until the parent, except for what the parents said
on social media.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's all the parents. So I have a choice. I'm seeing it on social media. Do I address the parents? Because school won't tell me who they are. Well, you know me.
Yeah. We do.
Bitch, call me. I'd love to discuss your fucking son. We can sit down and talk about how your boy and his friends have bullied my autistic son for 4 years, literally pushing him into brick walls. I didn't know who said this because the conversation didn't happen. But let me put this out there. When it was brought up to your son that it would be on video and we could hear it, he backed down and changed his story. So now at this point, I'm suing you.
Right.
Because you are fucking lying.
Slander.
That is slander. The cops have found my kid innocent and your kid's suspended for the rest of the year. So you tell me who's fucking guilty.
Right.
You think they're not taking school shootings serious? You think they're just going to let my kid by? They don't like my kid. He's been in trouble all fucking year. They didn't want to let him by. Yeah. But it wasn't true. You know what I mean? This is what autism looks like. He's the kid that gets picked on. He's the kid that gets blamed. Now he's a sophomore. I will be honest with you. High school has been a breeze. It is so much better. He's found his people.
Yeah.
His people are the weirdos. And I don't mean that negative.
That's a positive.
Yeah, I don't mean that mean. I was the weirdo. But he has found his people. And they're the kids that aren't socially always acceptable. But you know what? They're not calling him a school shooter. That's what autism looks like. So for years, every year for autism, I bring up autism awareness. I talk about it on Facebook, not so much anymore because now my kids are old enough that's their story to tell. Mm-hmm. But at one point, it was my story to tell because it was so rare. Like you just didn't hear about autism back in the day. But when I talk about autism awareness, it is so much more than being aware what autism looks like. It's what it looks like for these kids that go home every day. Zaylee, at one point, when we sat down for dinner, I collect Fiesta ware, which is a type of dish, and it comes in all different colors, and I collect all the colors. So you might have a pink bowl that matches a turquoise bowl that matches an orange bowl that matches a yellow bowl. It's the same bowl, right? Yeah. When the kids were little, she's not like this anymore, but we all had to sit in the same seat every week, every night at the dinner table, and you had to sit the same color plate and bowl. She had to have this one and that one. Her sister had to have this one and that one. And if anything was out of order, she couldn't function. She could not function. And so there'd be a meltdown and there'd be all kinds of drama. So then my older kids would have a friend over that witnessed it. And then they would go to school and talk shit about my older kid for having a sibling with a neurological disorder.
So messed up.
So this is what I'm talking about, autism. So when I told Kelly, I want to talk about autism, she had no idea where I was going with this. And I don't try to get emotional, but this is one thing I'm emotional about because fuck these assholes that don't understand it. At this point, if you don't understand it, you choose not to understand it. Yeah. Now, you don't have to understand it the way I understand it, and I don't expect you to understand it the way I understand it. But you need to understand if your kid's a fucking bully.
Yeah.
Period. You need to understand if your kid's a bully. And I have dealt with so many kids that were bullies, and their parents were like, well, your kid's weird. They're autistic. Your kid's just a fucking dick.
And you're a bully, too.
Yeah. But here's the deal. I'm a bitch. I'll handle you. And I'm going to tell you, I've gone toe-to-toe with so many people, including teachers, because every teacher doesn't deserve to be a teacher. There are amazing teachers out there right now. My kid's current teacher is the best thing ever. I love this man. Their teacher in elementary, one of their teachers in elementary, when they moved to Waxahachie, was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Had no business doing what she was doing. And I will tell you, I made that very clear to her. And to this day, when I see her in town, she runs. I let her know. So I don't want to be like negative or whatever, but this needs to be taught. This is very important to me. Yep. I need y'all to listen to what your kids are saying. And if there is a kid in your kid's class and they have or your grandkids class or whatever, and they're like, they're weird, you need to dig further and find out if your kid's a bully. Yeah. You know what I mean? Find out what's up with that.
Because it's not okay to just let it
My
slide.
brother's all I loved and adored was a bully. He bullied a girl that lived on our street, and he said some really mean things to her. And I went home to my mom, and I was like, Zol said this, and this is so-and-so. And I'm so embarrassed because that was my friend. I'm so embarrassed. My mom beat the shit out of that boy. You don't bully kids.
You don't.
And that's how you parent. You put them in their place. I'm not saying beat them, but I am saying you teach them right from wrong.
Yep. It's important.
So that's my spiel.
Next
on the plate. That's my spiel, y'all.
Let's just take it to our, because we're already at 37. So I'm just going to go see if Ashlyn's still here. We'll take it to the next thing.
All right, God.
We're going to have a guest on. So let me go get her.
You get her.
All right. So we have our friend Ashlyn with us here. Say hi, Ashlyn.
Hello.
And we're going to learn a little bit about Ashlyn. She is a really awesome girl that I've met through friends up here at Al. She hangs up here. What do you do, though, Ashlyn? What do you do for work?
I am an administrative assistant for a lung and sleep specialist here in town in Waxahachie.
Wow.
So I help run the medical office and keep everything going and create procedures and different things to make sure the office is running smoothly.
That's cool. So what are your hours for a week? What do you kind of work?
I usually work 8:30 to 4:30, 5:30 Monday through Thursday, and 8:30 to 2:30, 3:30 on Fridays.
So what do you do in your fun time?
I do shows. I do a lot of theater. That's one of my hobbies that I love doing. I usually try to do 1 to 2 shows a year. I just got done at the end of last year, did a Christmas show with my 9-year-old niece. She just turned 9 yesterday.
So cool.
We actually just went and saw the new Super Mario movie.
Oh my gosh, I want to see that.
It was so good.
I didn't even know that was a movie.
It's great, and the problem is the kids didn't get any of the references. My brother and I were like, "Oh my gosh, this is hilarious!" And my niece
Level
up. My niece is like, "I don't get it." Especially the 14-year-old. She's like, "I don't get it." And my brother was like, "Yeah." So.
But I just saw that preview. I went and saw John Wick, the last John Wick, and I saw that preview then, and I was like, I feel like this was made for me.
Well, the best part about this story is I called her yesterday to say, "Hey, happy birthday." I said, "What do you want from me for your birthday?" Her response was, "Aunt Ashlyn, you're coming to see the movie tomorrow with me at 1:15. Duh."
Thank you for that.
Like, oh, okay. What are we seeing? She said Super Mario. I was like, how'd you read my mind? I wanted to see that one.
I didn't know.
Obviously, you're a good aunt.
I try my best, you know.
That's good.
So
Ashlyn's also been on the girls' weekend at the cabin before. Remember?
Yes. Yep.
I have. It was fun.
It's one of my all-time favorite pictures of the cabin is Ashlyn with the inner tube.
I took that picture.
I'll repost it for people.
Yes, we were
It's
all,
so free. It's great.
It's the best. Yeah, because it sums up Ashlyn
yes, and it sums up
and the girls' weekend, but Ashlyn at girls' weekend because not everybody's got that happy.
I know. I turned
Ashton's
around.
just happy,
I turned
you know.
around, and that's what I saw, and I was like, "Stop!
Click.
I stopped."
I'm gonna post it. for those
Yes, feel
wondering.
free. Feel free.
Yeah, it's one of my all-time favorite cabin weekend pictures.
That
so.
weekend was a really fun time. We need to recreate that.
Was that the week? That was the weekend we had drama.
But it was fun the first night when it was just all of us. I was saying, before all the craziness.
That never happened. That's
when it
the
was just us,
only
it was
weekend
cool.
that's ever happened.
It is
That's
true.
the infamous weekend that will go down in flames.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I got vetoed after that, and I was the good kid.
You weren't vetoed. You were not vetoed.
You're very much still
Honestly,
invited.
I just haven't done many girls' weekends
Yeah, I know.
the last year. I've kind of chilled out because of health and random my brother,
Yeah.
This year we'll get more.
We're gonna get.
And if I get hysterectomy as planned, I'm taking like 6 weeks off. I'm just
We're
going to
gonna
live in the
celebrate.
cabin.
Oh yeah, have you decided if
I
you're doing
was
it in
like,
the summer?
I'm shooting for the summer now, if it's possible, because I was like, my girlfriends will just come. They can rotate taking care of me. If one
Right?
comes at a time, I get one-on-one time. And
It works
I get,
out for everybody.
Yes, yeah. So that's what I'm shooting for.
I think
We'll
it's-
see if the doctor agrees.
Yeah.
We're working on
I
it.
can't wait. It's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
Kelly's like, it'll be me, bitch.
Oh my gosh, I'm there. I'm
She's like,
there.
I'll take care of you the whole time I can.
Right. My job's not going to be happy.
So we have a little game that we do here every once in a while. A listener sent us the reckoning ball.
Yes.
And
And it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun, except
We
doesn't-
aren't sure if it tells the truth yet or not.
It's
because
like an 8-ball, but country, like Southern.
Yeah.
The only problem is when you shake it, it's sometimes hard. You have to like work it to be able to
You
read
really
it.
got to work it.
Just got to know how to work the ball.
Yes, that's important.
And I'm good at that.
Okay.
So I'm not handing it to you.
Like, I'm not too worried.
She wants to get her hands on that. You better give it to her, Zada. She wants to play with it.
You got to know your strength, Sean. This is my strength. I'm
And
good
then,
at the reckoning
the
ball.
the two buttons over there look like boobies.
Aw. Look, y'all, look what I did. Okay, we know the bless your heart. Look what I just recorded. Oh, I don't know if they could do it. Because it's usually
You need to draw it out.
I'm
more.
usually the problem.
I mean, look at your
It's
shirt.
me. I'm the problem. It's me. Yeah, my shirt right now.
It says, "Pray for me. I'm petty."
And so I wore it. I've been wearing it all day. I didn't even tell you this. I went to breakfast this morning with the kids, with my 2 kids. I was like, so we go to Butter and Grace, and we go and eat breakfast, whatever. And I have a jacket on, so you can't even see my shirt. And then I see Terry. I'm in the back, and I see Terry, our good
Oh,
friend,
Terry,
show
he
up.
pops up
He
everywhere.
does. It's like, where's Waldo?
Yeah. And so I'm
There
with
it
the
is.
kids, and I'm like, there's Terry. I got to go say hi and give him a hug. And they're like, Terry. They don't even know Terry, but they're excited because they know Terry. They don't know Terry, but they know Terry. So I go up. I'm like, oh, my God, Terry. So I give Terry a hug and everything. And on my way to Terry, I get 2 compliments on my shirt because I don't have a jacket anymore. I'm like, thank you. You made it myself. I did not make it myself. So I go up there. I give Terry a hug, whatever. I go back and have breakfast with my kids. We go to pay. He's still waiting on his table because I was almost done. I go by. There's 2 other people that compliment me on my shirt. Who doesn't love petty? I go again. I go pay. The kids say hi to Terry. They leave. I talk to Terry. Terry's son, and his kids show up. I've never met them. I'm like, oh my God, I've heard so much about y'all. I love
Aw,
Terry.
I'm so jealous.
I'm Zada, one of his girlfriends.
so nice to
Y'all,
meet you.
Terry's, how old is Terry? 74?
I think so.
Okay. So he's just our good friend. And so I'm like, I'm Zada. I'm one of Terry's good friends, and I love Terry, and blah, 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 blah. And they see me like, oh, you've met Zaylee, but you've never met Zal. This is Terry. Oh my God, you're Terry. Like, the kids are excited, okay?
They're like, we know Terry.
Everybody does. And so his family's like looking at me like I'm a little bit of an alien. Not so much his son, but the woman with him. And I am like,
Is that the ex-wife?
I think it was.
Oh, dun, dun, dun.
Oh no!
I leave and I'm like, that's awesome for Terry. He's gonna love this. Terry,
Yes, I can't wait for the
Terry's like,
stories.
fuck yeah.
That was such a
'Cause I'm
bomb.
like hugging on him. I'm like, Terry.
Oh my God.
My kids are like, Terry.
And she's like, I didn't know Terry was such a big
He's like,
deal. And he's like,
who's
look
this
now.
Oh, he's a big deal.
And Terry sounds like, I've heard all about you.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's even better. I love it.
Love it.
Terry, I know you're listening.
He's laughing.
I just want you to know I got your back.
Yeah, we do.
Anyways.
Just like my swimsuit and his.
That's a great story.
I don't know that I've told. Have I told it?
I don't know. I don't think you did.
Terry
did.
told me that story.
I'm pretty proud of it.
Tell it.
So he has a cleaning lady over. I don't know if I told you about the cleaning lady too, but Terry has a hot tub, and I've been over in his hot tub.
Wait. Terry did not have a hot tub until Kelly and I told him, if you get a hot tub, we'll come get in it. Suddenly Terry had a hot tub.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
he got a hot tub.
Now continue.
So Sunday's been over there. Marilyn Robert's been over there. Like, we go over and we get in the hot tub and we hang out. Well, I just left a bathing suit over there so that I would have one over there. And he had it.
Is it my leopard one? Is it my bathing suit?
No, it's mine. It's a 2-piece. It's a 2-piece bathing suit. And he has it hanging up in his closet. I guess he put it there. Well, his ex-wife still had things in his house, in his closet, and she had come over one time to get stuff. Well, my bathing suit was in there, and she was like,
"Whose is this?"
Said, my friend Kelly.
Like, yeah, my friend Kelly.
Zada's friend.
She's like,
Yeah. So I was really happy that I was
She
able to
did not say hi to me. I'm just going to put that out there.
Well, no, duh.
She did not look as excited as Terry.
No.
Or his son. Or his daughter-in-law. Or the grandkids.
It's so funny.
But I was dying.
you're like, I know Terry's eating this up.
Oh, I was
know
hugging
it.
on him.
Oh,
I
you
was like, Terry! I was like, I told his son, I love your dad. I am so glad to meet you. I've heard so much about all of y'all.
Yes, all of y'all.
I got his back, man. That's my
Every
guy.
Terry and all his bitches.
I'll tell you, man. He has an endless supply.
My son came in town yesterday, my adult son, and he texted me, I'm at Al's, come meet me. And I was like, okay. I didn't know he was coming to town. This is how he likes to tell me he's in town. I was like, all right.
He's at that age.
Yes.
At the Bat Cave.
Well, he used to work here. So, he loves Al. All right. So I'll be there. So I run up here after work to say hi. We're like here like an hour or whatever. And I'm telling them about Terry. Terry came up and I'm like, oh, Terry. My dad, or not my dad, my son. My son is like, this does not sound right. What do you mean? How old is he? What are you doing to this man? And I was like, he's just my friend. And Kelly's. And he was like, mm-hmm. So we met Kelly. It's like the other day, we recorded Thursday night. Okay, I get here, you were here. I get here Thursday night, and I walk in. I know everybody in the bar, but I don't know them.
I didn't get here till later.
Yeah, you weren't here yet.
Before me.
Yeah, you weren't here yet.
Yeah.
I know everybody in the bar, but I don't know them from Al's. Like, these are just people.
Oh, yeah, this was the night you ran into the girl from Rocket.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I walk in and see her. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad to see you. You know what I mean? So I go up and I start talking to her, and I see someone else I know. I start talking to them. I see someone else I know. I start talking to them. I'm like,
welcome to a small town.
If I don't know everybody, what is wrong with me? You know what I mean? Like, if that's not some small town shit, I don't know what is. But yeah, that was a night. Yeah. And so I'm telling my son, I'm like, Terry. And he's like, Mom, I don't know if I'm comfortable with this. I was like, no, creepy old man. I was like, he's not creepy.
No, he's not.
He doesn't hit on me, honey. He is just my friend. He is not that creepy old man. He's legit, just wants friends, and he's happy to have companions and friendships in life.
Yeah.
And we're very lucky to have him, quite honestly. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, but you brought him chicken and dumplings?
Every man likes food. So you might as well bring him food.
That's how you take care of your friends, though.
And I would take it to a girl or
exactly.
a guy.
If you have a friend who has surgery and you can take them over some food, that's what you do when you have
Southern.
friends.
I was raised right. Yeah. He's lucky he didn't get like funeral mashed potatoes.
He did tell me that he got so much food from like different women bringing different.
I bet
friends
he did,
bringing
man. I
over
did.
stuff.
You should have seen his face today. And then we leave, and the kids are like, Terry's a lot taller than I thought he was going to be.
Yeah.
And how old is he again? I'm like, I think he's 74. And they're like, isn't that how old Granddaddy is? My dad. And I'm like, yeah, they're the same age. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah, that's how old Granddaddy. Why does he look so much younger than Granddaddy?
Well,
I was like, sorry, Dad. By the way, if you're listening, I apologize.
I think your
Terry
dad
looks
looks
great.
good.
Terry looks great for his age.
He is, he's taking very good care of himself, and he's a great guy. Anyways, now that we've praised Terry,
Yeah,
Now that we've spent the podcast,
we're gonna do the
talking about
reckoning
Terry.
ball. I know. We're gonna name this one Pro Terry podcast. Oh, you made questions on a
Yeah,
paper?
yeah, we got questions, and so you pick a question out, and
And then I
and
shake the
you-
ball. So
No,
we're
you
gonna
need to
shake
let
the
her
record.
Shake it.
Yeah, but no one ever works. It never works.
It's okay, Zada. I don't have to touch your balls.
She's just anal about that ball. She does not want you to have it.
Okay, I want you. I'm gonna challenge you
To see
to
if you can
ask
do
the
it.
question and to read my
See?
ball. Let's go. Watch her nail it immediately.
Should we take a shot? Is the question.
Kelly, this is Kelly.
I don't know who made these questions.
I just
don't know.
got it in the refill. Damn.
I reckon not.
Oh, wham, wham, wham.
You know what? Had I
Shake
had
it
the ball,
again.
had
Shake it
I
again.
had the ball, we would have had a different
I got
answer.
maybe so just now. So I'm down. Isn't that how it works? You just keep pulling.
Yeah, until you get the answer you want. Yeah. All right, what's the next one?
Your turn. No, your turn,
my
Zada. It's your turn.
Oh, okay. Let's see what I got. Should I take a trip?
Ooh.
That's definitely a yes.
Let's see what you get. She just blew on the ball.
Watch it not work.
Maybe you should spit shine it, Zada.
Ask again, please.
Lame.
Okay, hang on.
Okay. Bitch.
I'm like,
That should be one of its answers. Bitch.
Please.
maybe so.
Maybe so.
I'm taking that as a yes.
That's a yes. I think maybe so is always a yes.
I always
Definitely
take
yes.
maybe as a
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
I do.
Yeah, definitely. It's like ask your dad, but you don't
Yes.
actually ask him.
Yeah, he said maybe.
Oh, wait.
So we're rolling with
We're
it.
good. I'm going to take
We're
that as a
going.
yes.
Oh, wait. Let me fold this one. Wait, I'll hand it over.
Oh, you kept
I'm going to put it up high so you can't see it.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun.
You only need one.
So are we going to take those shots or not?
Yeah. Ashlyn.
No, I'm just kidding.
If Terry was here, we could message
About
him.
them shots, man.
Yeah, afterwards. Because
Message Terry and see where he's at. All right. My question is, do pineapples belong on pizza? And it says, hush your mouth.
it's not Southern. It's not Southern.
Hush your mouth.
Hush your mouth.
All right, your turn.
Bless your heart.
There you go. There you go. Don't cheat. Don't be reading that shit. I like how you mix it up, Ashlyn.
Gotta mix life up. Is there someone thinking about me right now?
Ooh.
Show enough.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Who's thinking about you, Ashlyn?
Yeah, Ashlyn.
I don't know.
Since we started, what's your dating life? What are you doing?
I
are you
am
single?
single.
Single and ready to mingle or not
Single and
mingling?
always ready to mingle.
Do you want a boyfriend? What is
No,
your goal?
I'm not
Do you
looking
want a
for
girlfriend?
a relationship right now. I'm not into girls. I'm
okay.
totally all for men.
She's strictly dickly.
Yep.
The way to be.
So what is your goal? Like you're saying you don't want anything right now. Does that mean you don't want anything like right now, like this month? Or does that mean you don't want anything like right now this
I'm
year?
in no pressure.
Or
I
does
feel
that
like in
mean-
life.
So if you found someone, you'd be like, cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I just got out of an off and on 8-year thing, and
Fair.
I am not looking to just settle back into something. I want to
That's
be.
smart.
I am in a very good place with myself personally, and I am at a point where I'm just choosing. I'm going to live my life, and whatever's supposed to happen is going to happen.
Now, do you go on dates? Are you like organically looking? Are you
I-
looking on websites? Are you not looking at all?
I am not
And
looking
you
on
can
websites.
tell me,
I'm not dating.
Zada, slow your roll and don't ask me these questions on a podcast.
Get back to the game, Zada. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm serious. Like you can tell me this is not something
No,
I
I'm
want
more
to discuss.
just organically living my life. And I feel like over time, when I'm ready, if I want to get into like seriously dating someone, or looking into dating. I'm not about dating apps. I'm not about all that. Every relationship I've had has organically happened. So I'm just kind of living life, and
You have the right personality for that.
I'm living my best life.
You
right
can
now.
meet.
I'm not even
You're
mad
like
at
you're
it.
like Kelly and I. Kelly's not like me talkative, but she's like me friendly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There I go again. I didn't notice till I did the podcast that I asked how often things make sense.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I say it.
I used to say
I
it
didn't
a
know it was a
lot
problem.
until I had an ex-boyfriend that called me out on it all the time. It's
The podcast called it out on me.
like, oh, do you not mean what you say every other time you say something? And I'm like, oh.
I just don't know if you know what I mean.
Like, I'm asking for you to just acknowledge. Do you
Right.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I say it a lot, and I didn't know it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if I said it before now. Maybe. I don't know. But Kelly has told me, and I listened to the podcast, and I'm like, bitch,
I just
what is
know
your problem?
because I say it more now because I talk to you so much. So I feel like I have to ask
use,
you if you know what I mean.
You know what I mean? And I use to be honest. Like every other time I'm lying.
Well,
And I'm not a good liar, so that ain't the truth.
me either, man. You can read it all over my face.
I'm like, oh, did I come up with a
thought you were an
backstory for
actress.
that?
You can't lie.
Yeah, as an actress, I have a backstory. You ask me to lie in the heat of the moment, I don't have a backstory. I can't lie.
Yeah, I feel you on that. It's hard when you're put on the spot.
Yeah. You're like, "Ugh."
But I'll work it out.
I'm gonna work it out.
No, that didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I can fake it till I make it. I mean,
I believe you. That's funny. Anyways, I did not know I did that so often until the podcast. And like, we need a t-shirt for the merch that says, you know what I mean?
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
You get what I'm getting at?
You get what I'm getting at?
You picking up what I'm putting down?
I mean, that's what happens when you record yourself, though. That's one thing I learned a
listened
lot
to
in
it.
college when
Yeah,
I went to
well-
school. I didn't get into that. I went into school for my degree is actually an associate's degree in applied arts and musical theater. So a lot
So
of
you can sing.
I can sing. I am capable. Yes.
And so how does that work in the career atmosphere? Like, do you apply for a job and you're like, I know I went to school for theater, but I can.
Yeah, they
it's
actually-
communication.
They've asked me a lot, how does my acting degree benefit me in my workplace now? And I say, I've learned how to read situations, adapt to situations. I've had to do a lot of looking into why things happen. And that's why I can sit there and do the things I do at my job.
I can fake being nice.
I can
That's
fake
important.
it. Yeah, I can.
You gotta
well,
put that
it's
on.
more I can read somebody's dynamic and where they're at. I do a lot of HR too, so if I can read where you're sitting and how you're sensing,
Yeah.
I mean, as an actress, you have to learn that.
Yeah.
How can I be that awkward person? How can I be that happy person? How can I be the the different
Yeah.
dynamics? Well, when you start to do that, then you learn how to approach those people, and which really benefits you in an HR way.
Yeah.
Later on.
Now, we've talked about before about your mom, and your mom was a prima ballerina. Is that what the
I
term
don't know
is?
if she was a prima ballerina per se, was her, but she danced professionally. I know with Natasha Krasovska out of Dallas Fort Worth.
Who's a major ballerina.
Yes, with Baryshnikov and all this stuff. So I grew up around a lot.
Even
of,
I know who Baryshnikov is.
I grew up around a lot of famous
Do you
people
know who Baryshnikov is? Look, see, even Kelly knows.
that I didn't realize were famous. You know.
Yeah.
Now,
that happens.
Baryshnikov is famous because White Knights, that's the name of the movie he was in with Gregory Hines.
Yeah.
And I love me some Gregory Hines.
Yes.
Yes. That man's talented, or was. I don't think he's alive anymore, but the man was talented as hell. That's
So,
pretty cool.
I've
So
been around arts my whole life.
you've been around arts, but you've also been around someone that is really strict about life. Because I imagine a ballerina
Oh yeah.
is strict about life.
My mom over the years has changed in that sense, but
So
growing
she's
up,
calmed down a little bit.
Oh yeah. But growing up, I always laugh. I am my mom's middle child. My
Me
mom's
too.
middle.
Me too.
I am my dad's baby,
Same.
and
I am my dad's favorite, and I was my mom's least favorite until she died. And then I one-upped them all. The last year, I pulled it in, and I beat them all. And I did it on purpose. I waited till the end to get in there, and I was like, bitch, you want a drink? Here you go. You want some weed? I'll buy it.
My mom, I know I'm my mom's favorite. She's already told me. And my dad and I are cool. He has a lot of guilt feeling, just about feeling like he wasn't there in my life. But I feel like he always was.
Yeah, you look at it different. You're probably like me. I know you are like me. You're a lot like me, actually. So you look at things objectively.
Yes, very much so.
Like,
I always look at every angle of every situation.
Yeah, you're like, man, he hit her hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love my dad to death. I love our relationship.
Yeah.
I also laugh. My dad is probably more real with me sometimes than most people. Like I am the kid that he is like
That's my dad. My dad's like, stop being a bitch.
Yeah.
And he'll put it on Facebook because he has no filter. And he was like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Shut
Check
up.
yourself.
You're crazy. Yeah.
My dad and I butt heads a little bit on I think, but I laugh about it. He thinks I'm like my mom. My mom thinks I'm like you. I'm like, I'm a mixture of both y'all. So little do you know.
Got the
It's your
best of
fault. Here's why I swooped in. Okay, so my mom had alcohol issues, mental health issues, whatever. She's about to pass away. It's a struggle. She's dying. We know she's dying.
Yeah.
I have fought this alcohol issues for years with her. Don't give her alcohol. Stop drinking. Blah, blah, blah. In the end, it's like, what's the point at this point? So at that point, I'm in my own point in life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm like, what the fuck's the point? Like, so I'm like, what's the fuck the point to my mom and my siblings when they would argue with her. And I'm like, it's too late, dude. Give her the drink. Let it go.
At this point, let her enjoy her final days.
So my siblings, who have all their lives have been like, give her the drink, suddenly were like, no.
She's dying.
And yeah. And I'm like, no, this is when we accept it. And suddenly the tides changed and I became the favorite.
You were the favorite.
Who was holding her hand when she died?
Yeah,
I was.
you were.
And it took a long time, but I finally got in there.
Yeah.
But she used to tell me all the time, you're the only one I don't worry about. You don't need me. You don't need me. You got everybody else taken care of. You're a caregiver. You took care of me. You took care of your siblings. They needed me. They needed a caregiver. They aren't caregivers. And my sister is now a caregiver, but she's a therapist. She's amazing. But she didn't, my mom, she's younger. She needed it. But my mom was like, you're a caregiver. You did not need me. I never worried about you. So yeah, you're right. You were not my favorite because I didn't need you. And you didn't need me. And we were cool. And she was right. It worked out. I don't give a shit if I wasn't her favorite all the time. I was in the end.
I win in the final day.
I win. No, I wasn't trying to win. But
it's not a competition.
I really just wanted her happy. And in the end, you got to accept that it is what it is. And I did.
Yep.
It is what it is.
I'm the daughter they get to hang out and party with and act fools with. And
yeah, and the other one has kids and
they
is
all
responsible.
got kids and responsibilities, and they're like, we're gonna hang out with Ashlyn.
But that was my sister. My sister was Ashlyn. My sister never had kids. She got married. She's married for years, but she never had kids, and she was you. But I still won in the end. But it took me accepting things. It was more than that. Like me being like, there's no more I can do. Whereas my siblings loved her so much. They were like, what else can I do? Whereas I had realized I can do more. No more. I had already tried. I tried when she was still living. They tried in the end, but the try was still there. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, the care and the try.
We all realize it at different points, so it worked out. She is where she's supposed to be, and one of them's with her. It all works out in the end, I guess. Now it's me and my sister, who's in Mexico and living her best life.
That's nice.
My sister just went to Egypt.
What?
Yes. I'm so jealous.
I am jealous.
Me too.
And then
still called
Then
Egypt?
she just got engaged too. And and then my mom just informed me that they're planning to get married in a year. I'm like, what?
You're really behind the 8 ball, Ashlyn.
I'm
That's not some mom guilt I just threw on you.
yeah.
Wait, will Ashlyn get married in the next 10 years? Let's see what happens. I'm reading it for
It's
you.
up in the air.
It's your turn
Wait,
anyways, right?
It's upside down. Hang on.
She can't even read her own balls.
I can't because my glasses are not. Hush your mouth.
I mean,
It's not looking promising.
Sorry about that.
Don't worry, my parents gave up hope a long time ago.
My mom.
My niece, not too long ago, I said, she's had my 9-year-old niece has had a lot of death this year. So her grandmother passed away from breast cancer. Her dog passed away. Like there's just been
had
a lot
idea,
of things.
yeah, life lessons.
She just turned 9. This
That's
is all
a
her
baby,
8-year-old.
yeah.
And when we were doing the show at Christmas time, I was driving her home, and she's like, "Aunt Ashlyn, we had to put Ricky Bobby down today." which was
They
their dog.
named their dog Ricky Bobby.
Yes, that's
if that's not brilliant, I don't know what is.
Really is.
Hang
Ricky
on,
Bobby.
Ricky Bobby. Next time I have a dog. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And I was like, how was? And she's like, it's
That's so
final,
funny,
it's
I'm
final
sorry.
days, and he's getting so sick. It was just time. It was time. I'm like, okay. And she's like, just like it was time when Tonta left, because she knew she was sick, and it was time.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay. And she goes, I don't want to. I've dealt with a lot of death for an 8-year-old. So she said to me,
Yeah.
I said, yeah, you have. She goes, a lot in the last year, and I don't want any more. You hear me? You can't die. No anymore. I said, Avery, I hate to break it to you, sweetheart, but you're one of the younger ones in the family, and I really hope I live longer than I don't live longer than you. Like I hope you live longer than me. So,
but I'll try to shoot
I'll
for
try.
my 80s.
And then I said, and then she goes, "Well, I hate that I'm the youngest. I need a cousin." I said, how's that going to happen? She said, "I don't know. You're not going to give it to me."
I mean, it's on you
She's like,
still.
"I'll give it. It's okay, Aunt Addie."
I like how she
said,
served
"Aunt
you
Addie
guilt
will
on a
take care of
different
it."
platter.
She's like, "It's okay, Aunt Addie will take care of it." I'm like, and then when I was in the middle of doing the show with her, we're in the dressing room, and my sister, Aunt Addie, came to see the show, and Avery said, "My favorite aunt's here," and all the cast members in the room said, "Isn't that your aunt in the room?" She goes, "Oh yeah, Aunt Ashlyn, just act like you didn't hear that."
Strike that. Strike it.
I am definitely my niece's favorite aunt. A, because one's named after me, and B, because I send them gifts. But my brother's kids, I dote on and just adore. And I want to be the favorite aunt, so I work on it. And my sister will be like, "I see what you did there.
It takes work, man.
What did you send them for Christmas?" I'm like, "Why does it matter? What did you send them? What did you send them? What did you send them? I don't know. What did you send them?"
Yep. I never can win. I have technically 9 siblings if you count step and all this. So.
Same. But they don't send anything. It's only one.
Oh,
my
no,
brother was
my
the only
family
one.
does. I'm like,
No, my sister did a few years ago, bought the kids gifts, and then hasn't bought one since. And then this year she bought them gifts. And I mean, and I don't care because that's not our love language. But this year she sent my older son and his girlfriend, who's Hispanic, a blanket that's shaped and looks like a tortilla.
oh, I've seen those.
Okay, well, she gave my younger kids one of those a few years ago, and I guess she forgot. And she gave it again to my son and his girlfriend this year. But his girlfriend's Hispanic. And so my son is really funny. And he calls and he goes, "Is it because Maddie's Hispanic? Is that,
Is that why you did
she
that?
sent that?"
Is that why you sent the tortilla?
Like y'all must like tortillas.
I said, "Hey, listen, if you don't like it, send it to me because I will take a fucking tortilla blanket.
Sure will.
I will make a human burrito.
I will wrap all you bitches in it." Anyways, yeah, we did good. We were well past our time. Look at us. We got like 2.5 shows in.
Yeah, we really did.
Kelly's the producer, and she's pointing at the
I
time.
know. She's like, "Let's go."
I'm supposed to be going to the lake, so we got to wrap this up.
Oh, see, we don't rate. That's
I'm ready to take my clothes off.
Thanks for joining us. Ashley.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
surprised it took this long for us to get you in here.
We asked a few times. It just didn't happen.
I act all shy and weird. You got to just kind of.
I know.
Me
That's
and
why I
make
was
me
like,
do
"You're
it.
coming over, right? Okay, let's go."
And I'm like, "Oh, this is fun."
All right, well,
It is.
thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having
Do
me.
you want to drop your?
Yes, my
topic?
name's Ashlyn Nichols. I am on Facebook and Instagram. I'm not sure what my Instagram handle is. It may be AGE or AJE Nichols.
You have no idea.
I don't really. It might be AEJ because at one point I decided it was a smart idea to make social media accounts while I had been drinking.
Oh, okay.
And I mixed up my initials. I think that's my Snapchat, but I don't know if it's the Snapchat or the Instagram.
I don't know why we're friends. I don't know.
I mean,
But I like it.
I'm just saying. I have 2 middle names, so I mean, I just got them mixed up. It's my mom's fault. She should have never gave me 2 middle names.
Well, thanks for joining.
Yes, thanks for having me. But follow me on Facebook, and thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks for joining us, and join us again on the next episode of
2 sides and the truth.
See you later. Bye.